It starts small, a little stiffness when you stand up after sitting for a while, a faint ache in your knees after climbing the porch steps. You tell yourself, it's just age catching up. But weeks pass, and the ache turns into a constant companion, sometimes so sharp it makes you hesitate before getting out of bed. If you're over 70, you might think joint pain is unavoidable, that it's just part of the deal. But here's the truth. Pain doesn't have to be your normal. Let's imagine you're in a quiet suburban neighborhood in Ohio. It's morning, and the sunlight is pouring through the kitchen window. Mary, 72, is making her tea. She reaches for the sugar jar on the top shelf, and there it is, a twinge in her shoulder that makes her wince. Later, she bends down to tie her walking shoes, and her hips feel like they've rusted overnight. She sighs, deciding to skip her morning stroll. What Mary doesn't know is that skipping movement to protect her joints is actually making them weaker, stiffer, and more prone to pain. Our joints are living tissues, surrounded by muscles, tendons, and a network of cartilage that cushions every movement. When we stop moving, these tissues lose their flexibility and strength. It's like a door hinge that never opens. It starts to creak and eventually gets stuck. But when we move in the right way, especially with over 70 fitness routines that are gentle and joint-friendly, we keep the hinge smooth, the muscles supportive, and the pain at bay. The secret isn't to push harder, it's to move smarter. Gentle exercises like chair yoga, water aerobics, and light resistance training are more than activities. They're messages to your body that say, we're still here, we're still strong. Research shows that seniors who practice low-impact movement just 3 times a week experience less pain, better balance, and more confidence in daily activities. And the best part? You don't need a fancy gym or expensive equipment. Sometimes all you need is a sturdy chair, a resistance band, or even just your own body weight. Mary's neighbor, Tom, 74, is proof of this. 2 years ago, he could barely walk to the mailbox without his knees screaming in protest. His doctor suggested medication, but Tom wanted to try a different path. He started with 5 minutes of gentle stretching each morning, then added short walks, then light leg strengthening exercises. Now, not only does he walk pain-free, but he's back to mowing his lawn and even dancing at his granddaughter's wedding last summer. In the next part, we'll talk about why joint pain can feel worse as we age, the subtle warning signs your body gives before a major flare-up, and how knowing these signs can help you take action before pain controls your life. If you've ever wondered why joint pain seems to come out of nowhere after retirement, the answer is both simple and surprising. Your joints are like the suspension system in a car. When you're young, the shocks absorb every bump in the road without you even noticing. But over decades, the cushioning wears down, the parts get a little rusty, and every pothole feels bigger than it is. For humans, that cushioning is cartilage, and the oil that keeps everything moving smoothly is synovial fluid. After 70, the production of this fluid slows, cartilage thins, and even small movements can feel like a heavy impact. But here's the tricky part. Most joint problems don't start with pain. They start with stiffness. That stiffness is your body's early warning system. Ignore it, and the stiffness turns into swelling. Ignore that, and you end up with chronic inflammation that can take months or even years to reverse. The problem is, in the US, many seniors brush it off as just getting older instead of seeing it as a red flag. Let's look at some signs most people miss. Do your knees or hips feel tighter first thing in the morning, but loosen up after you've been moving for a while? That's an early sign of reduced joint lubrication. Do you hear or feel a faint grinding or clicking when you bend your knees or open a jar? That's cartilage thinning. Does the weather, especially cold, damp days, seem to settle into your joints? That's inflammation, responding to pressure changes in the air. There's another factor we rarely talk about: muscle loss. After age 70, if you don't actively work to maintain muscle mass, you lose it faster than ever before. This means less support for your joints and more stress on the bones and ligaments. Think about climbing stairs when your leg muscles are strong. Your joints have helpers. When they're weak, the joints take the full load, and pain is almost guaranteed. One more hidden cause: lifestyle changes after retirement. Many seniors go from walking at work, running errands, or being on their feet most of the day, to spending long hours sitting at home. This sudden drop in movement starves the joints of the motion they need to stay nourished. Remember, cartilage doesn't have its own blood supply. It feeds on the movement of fluid through the joint. Without movement, it's like a sponge that never gets soaked. I remember talking to Susan, a 7 one-year-old from Florida, who told me she thought her knee pain started because of a bad fall. But when we looked closer, her symptoms had been building for years: morning stiffness, avoiding stairs, skipping walks on cold days. The fall was just the breaking point. If she'd caught those early signs and started gentle exercises, she might have avoided years of discomfort. In the next part, we'll explore exactly which movements and exercises after 70 can strengthen your muscles, keep your joints flexible, and reduce pain without putting you at risk of injury. These aren't about pushing through the pain, but working with your body so you can keep living independently and confidently. The moment most seniors hear the word exercise, they picture sweaty gyms, heavy weights, or complicated yoga poses that twist the body into pretzel shapes. But over 70 fitness is not about pushing your limits until you're gasping for air. It's about choosing movements that keep your joints strong, flexible, and supported without causing more damage. Think of it as training for independence, not for a marathon. Let's start with one of the safest and most effective forms of movement: chair exercises. These are simple, seated routines you can do while watching television or listening to your favorite music. Imagine sitting in a sturdy dining chair, lifting your legs one at a time as if marching in place. This gentle action strengthens your hip flexors, improves blood flow, and reduces stiffness in the knees. You can also do seated arm raises with light hand weights or even soup cans from the pantry to keep your shoulders mobile and your upper body strong. If you prefer something more fluid, water aerobics is a game changer for senior health. The buoyancy of the water takes the pressure off your joints while still giving your muscles a good workout. In towns across America, from Arizona retirement communities to small-town YMCA pools, you'll find groups of seniors laughing and moving together in the water, often not realizing they're building strength, improving balance, and boosting heart health for elderly participants at the same time. Another favorite is resistance band training. Resistance bands are lightweight, inexpensive, and perfect for exercises for seniors at home. You can loop one around your thighs and do gentle side steps to strengthen the hips, or use it to help with gentle chest presses for better posture. Because the bands stretch, they adapt to your strength level, making them much safer than heavy weights. Walking, especially brisk walking, remains one of the best daily habits for healthy aging. But here's the trick. It's not about distance, it's about consistency. 10 to 15 minutes after each meal not only keeps your joints moving, but also helps control blood sugar and supports heart health. If you live in a colder climate, shopping malls can be perfect indoor walking tracks. For those who want to improve balance and prevent falls, Tai Chi is worth exploring. This ancient practice is slow, controlled, and almost meditative. Picture yourself in a park at sunrise, moving your arms in sweeping arcs, shifting your weight from one foot to the other. You're not just exercising, you're training your brain and body to work together, improving coordination and reducing fall risk. The golden rule for over 70 fitness is to listen to your body. If a movement causes sharp pain, stop. Discomfort from stretching is normal, but pain that lingers is a warning sign. Always start small, just 5 to 10 minutes, and increase gradually. And remember, it's better to do a little every day than to push hard once in a while and end up too sore to move. Take Robert, a 75-year-old Vietnam veteran from Texas. He hadn't exercised in decades, convinced that his aching knees and back meant it was too late. His daughter bought him a set of resistance bands, and he started with just 2 minutes a day. Fast forward 6 months, and he's walking his dog twice daily, doing gentle squats while holding onto the kitchen counter. And most importantly, he no longer needs pain medication to get through the day. In the next part, we'll talk about how to combine these exercises with lifestyle changes, nutrition, weight control, and recovery habits to create a powerful, joint-friendly daily routine that keeps you active, independent, and pain-free for years to come. Movement is only half the story. If you want to protect your joints after 70, you need to think about what you put on your plate, how you rest, and the way you live each day. Exercise without proper fuel is like driving a car on an empty tank. You might go for a while, but sooner or later you'll stall. Start with nutrition for senior health. Strong joints need strong building blocks, and that comes from a diet rich in anti-inflammatory foods and the right balance of nutrients. Omega-3 fatty acids found in salmon, sardines, and walnuts help lubricate joints and reduce swelling. Vitamin D is essential for calcium absorption, and many seniors don't get enough. This doesn't just weaken bones, it can also affect the muscles that stabilize your joints. Spending 15-20 minutes in the morning sun or adding fortified foods like certain dairy products can make a big difference. Protein is another overlooked hero in senior nutrition. Many people over 70 cut back on protein because they think it's only for bodybuilders. But your body still needs it to repair tissues and maintain muscle mass. Lean chicken, beans, tofu, and eggs are all excellent sources that fit into a healthy lifestyle for seniors. Hydration is also critical. Joints are surrounded by synovial fluid, which acts like oil in a machine. If you're dehydrated, that fluid thickens and can't do its job properly. Carrying a reusable water bottle and sipping throughout the day is a simple habit with a big payoff. Rest and recovery matter just as much as movement. After any physical activity, whether it's walking, water, aerobics, or resistance bands, give your body time to heal. Gentle stretching before bed can prevent overnight stiffness. Prioritizing good sleep, as we discussed in other wellness after 70 videos, helps your body repair tissues and keep inflammation low. Maintaining a healthy weight is one of the most powerful longevity tips for protecting your joints. Every extra pound puts added stress on your knees, hips, and ankles. Even losing a modest 5 to 10 pounds can significantly reduce pain and improve mobility. Let's put this into a real-life picture. Imagine Susan, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. She starts her morning with a 5-minute stretching routine, has oatmeal with berries and walnuts for breakfast, walks her neighbor's dog mid-morning, enjoys a lunch of grilled salmon and vegetables, then takes a short nap. In the evening, she does gentle chair yoga while watching her favorite television show. This is not a life of sacrifice, it's a life of balance. And over time, her joint pain decreases, her energy improves, and she feels confident planning trips again. Healthy aging is about the daily habits for healthy aging that you can actually stick with. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. You don't need to overhaul your entire life in one day. Start with one small change, then build on it. Before you know it, you'll be living a healthy lifestyle for seniors that supports your body, your independence, and your happiness. Outro cinematic. Picture yourself 5 years from now standing at a park, watching the sunset with people you love. You're still walking without a cane, still climbing the steps to your porch, still laughing without the shadow of pain holding you back. That future is built by the choices you make today. Protect your joints, honor your body, and give yourself the gift of movement for life. If this message has inspired you, join our community of seniors who believe in living fully and aging with strength. Click like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear that it's never too late to take care of your joints. Together, we can keep moving forward one strong, pain-free step at a time.